they say we need to defy the stars. At least that's what Zodiac Academy says. You guys are getting what I'm putting down, right? Right. I hope so. Anyways, if you can't tell by what I just said, and the title, and the thumbnail, and description, and everything else in your life, we are reading Zodiac Academy for the first time. Now, I feel like we need to lay down a few ground rules, a few things that you guys should probably know before we even get started with this whole video, because I don't want to get your guys' hopes up when maybe it'll be horrible, you know? So let's settle down for a second before you guys get too excited. I have heard a lot of things about Zodiac Academy. Zodiac Academy is or very hated on for its poor writing, bad character building, or whatever, or it's loved. And people are like, yes, it's kind of like, it seems trashy at the start, but then it gets so good, and like I love it, and it's amazing, and like you get to go through this journey with the characters, and you know, all that. And I don't know which spectrum I will be on. I hope to be in the I love the book vibes, but like if I get into the bad vibes, you know what? At least I give it a try. This video in general is just, let's just see what Zodiac Academy is about. What is the hype around it? Is it good actually? Is it bad? You know, but remember, this is only my opinion. If you love the book and I end up hating it, guys, I promise it's not anything against you. It's just me, my personal opinions. If I end up hating it, if I end up loving it while you guys hate it, also, don't, you know what? It's everybody has their own opinions and is allowed to have their own opinions. So, you know, this is what this video is for. It's to see, is this going to be something that I will love? Or is this something that I've tried, I understand now what is going on, and I'm good, and I don't need anything else? You know, we will see. We will see. So, to get sort of the idea, I've heard by a lot of people that book one is sort of like, you just need to get through it. You just need to get through it. Like, you can't take it too seriously because I don't know if it's the author's first time writing, it's a debut novel, or I don't know, but like you need to get through that first book. The writing, sometimes people say it's like just not that good in the first one, and it's just you need to get through it. It is no, there's actually like no guarantee you're gonna love the first one, you know? The second book, people start to say, oh, it gets better, you know? And then the third book is when you really get hooked. The second book is when you're like, wait, I think I'm getting addicted, and book three is when you're like, yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, you know? But obviously, there's the people that get hooked right on the first book, but there's no guarantee that will be me. Now, if I am going to try to read at least the first three books. If I hate all first three, and I'm like, I cannot imagine continuing the series, then this video is gone. This video, you will get it. You will get my full and honest opinion about the first three books, but you will not see the rest of the series. But if I do love the first three books, then we're continuing with the video like nothing happened. I will be putting this into a few parts because the series is long. If you guys have read it, then you know. If you guys haven't, but have seen the hype around it, you also know, because it is not such an easy book where you're like, yeah, let me just go. Anyways, let's get the Zodiac Academy guide, because we need to. There's like there's that main series, and then there's two books after it. Okay, so there's like the Ruthless Boys series, there's the main Zodiac Academy series, and then there's also another one. So like usually people say read the first three books in the Zodiac Academy, so the Awakening, Ruthless Fate, and the Reckoning, and then read all the Ruthless Boys books 1 through 5, and then read the rest of them, but then there's like more stuff. So I need to see like the full potential. It is like 20 something books. Here it is. Yeah, Zodiac Academy 1, 2, 3, then all of the Ruthless Fae or whatever it's called, and then you continue. So it's a bunch of books. It is not a small amount, but I will be reading. I will be reading at least the first three. I'm excited, but I'm also really scared because I've heard very mixed reviews. There are the people that absolutely love it, and then there's the people that are like, I hate this. I don't get how people like it. Then there's like I feel like this is in a minority. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of people in that section where they're like, it's okay, but I wouldn't like love it. I don't know. I feel like or people really love it or really hate it. Except for the first book. The first book is very up and downs, but I feel like I see a lot of downs. You know? So we're just gonna see what happens. I'm very excited for this video, and I hope you guys are too, because you're gonna be following the journey. There is no stopping me. Anyways, I'm ready to get into it. So let's go. Hey, Bookwormies, I really don't know why I continuously decide to film in this area and with all my lights turned off except for my ring light that is also holding my camera. I don't know. I feel like I look a little bit whitewashed, but when I turn on the light, it like buzzes and it looks weird on the camera for some reason. And I thought it was just like the camera screen being weird, but then in editing, I can't do anything. So like if you've seen the past like 2-3 videos where it's like weird, just know it's the lighting. I don't know. It's the camera. It's the camera. I don't know. Anyways, I've never had this issue before, but I want to update you guys. I've started officially Zodiac Academy because yesterday I did not start it. I'm only like 6% through it, but I want to do a little yap session because I don't think I'm gonna update you guys anymore today. Other than this, because I cannot do a lot of updates, and I am still preparing for an exam that I have tomorrow, and then I'm gonna have a huge project. I don't know why I decided to do this in this specific time, but it's just like I don't want to wait any longer. I just want to start and see what the series is about. So we've already been introduced to Tori and Darcy, and like a lot of people say like the first book, its writing is really cringe and all that, and like I feel like it's more simplified. It's I don't want to say dumbed down because that sounds like I'm like it's for dummies and no, but like I mean like in the sort of way that it's not like complicated in any sort of way. It's just very straightforward, easy. You know, there's nothing where I'm like, or like not. I don't feel a blip in there. I'm in there and it's easy. You know, and I like those sometimes. Every now and then I need a book where I don't need anything. You know, I don't need to think. You know, but we've been introduced to Tori and Darcy and Professor Ryan just came in. Oh my god. Also, I wanted to say something. I'm so finding out that they're like a Gemini, and I'm like, so me. So literally me. Because yes, I'm a Gemini. So I don't know, just seeing like them being a Gemini, just like yes. Like I had an idea that that was that, but like I was like, I don't know. And he's like, you're both Gemini, hot headed. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Thank you. So this is gonna be fun. I feel like it's gonna be interesting. Also, I wanted to say something else, but I don't know. But I'm enjoying also, is there these are just purely like suspicious. These are like I don't know if it's true or not. I think it's gonna be true, but no idea. These are just like I'm not gonna do them later on when I get into the second book and all of that, and like later in the first book when it will spoil things in terms of events. But like everybody knows the story. This is literally the third chapter. But like, um, is there something going? Is there gonna be something between Professor Orion and what's her name? The twin. Which twin, guys? Um, Darcy and Darcy, Professor Ryan and Darcy. Is there gonna be something with there? I don't know. I don't know, but I think so. I'm taking guess at yes. I don't know though. I have no clue. This is just my personal thought. Because like with one sentence and I was just like, yeah, this is happening between them, isn't it? Like I don't know. I love when it's just like you get to know them and then you fall in love with them. But also like I just like a little bit more of a slow burn and I feel like it sort of like gave it away right away. But like I don't know. But like he's gonna be the professor probably because his name is Professor Ryan, you know. And there's something about his age. I don't know. Anyways, it's going okay. I'm not yet into the point where I'm like, yes, this is it for me, you know? But like I'm enjoying it so far. I don't know. I'm 6% through it. Give me a break, guys. It's just I've barely been reading this book because I was actually finishing a different book yesterday night because it's just decided I'm not gonna film this video and I just wanted to do the intro early. But I didn't want to update you guys. I didn't want to leave you guys empty. So my thoughts are I've met them and I sort of see why people are saying like the writing is very just like, you know, simplified. It's a little bit like I, people say it's cringy. I don't know. Yes. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, bookwormies. So I'm back. I decided, I don't know how the lighting is. I feel like it's just the overhead lighting that is the issue. So I have a tiny bit of sunlight left. So I'm going to try to utilize that to my advantage. Oh my god. This is one of the things that I don't really like about my new room is because just the lighting. In my old room, I'd have a bunch of natural lighting and I'd film during the day. So it's just really good lighting. But here it's not the best. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We're all fine. Nobody's complaining. At least I hope not. Actually, wait, guys, like this, it looks good. Actually, then let me turn off this light in the back. Whoa, not that bad, guys. Honestly, this is not that bad. I think we're gonna talk like this if it's okay with you. Anyways, we have an update. Yesterday, I said I was just starting Zodiac Academy. Like I had very minimal thoughts because there was nothing to be said, much, truly. Okay, but today I actually finished Zodiac Academy: The Awakening, the first book, and I have thoughts. I need to talk about it with you guys because I feel like I need to express myself. So I think I'm going to try to express why I gave the rating that I gave. Okay, I ended up rating this 3.25 stars. This is a not bad rating on mine. On my scale, it's a totally normal rating. There's nothing horrible about the book, but there's also nothing that I would recognize it for and be like, yes, I love that. That would be more so on the 4 stars, going higher, you know? Anyways, let me talk a bit. For me, the writing, one of the main issues I would say probably is the writing. Like, well, it's not an issue. I don't know, guys. It's just so hard to objectively, like, I'm trying to be just as objective because I feel like sometimes when I'm reading books that are really, really popular, like, I feel the need to love it, but I don't. And that's totally okay. And honestly, people have talked about how the first book, you just kind of need to get through it. And afterwards, it usually gets better. Unless if you're one of those few that really just loves the first book. And that's amazing, you know? But for me, the writing just felt like, it's very easy to get through the writing. It's just very simplistic, but it did feel clunky a little bit at times. And I was just like, I felt like I needed to go through some more. I don't know, like through some more editing around it, but it wasn't horrible. I didn't hate it. And now in terms of a plot, the idea itself for what the book is and the world is fun. It's fun. It's like based on zodiac signs because sort of like you can see, like we have Tori and Darcy twins, Gemini twins, and one day Professor Ryan comes and he's like, hey, let me take you to Zodiac Academy where you will learn because you guys are fae and you guys are the long lost heirs of our kingdom. So why don't you go learn there and blah 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 blah. And so they move there and so we follow that and they're like. And there, the magic system, it's very simplistic. This is also something like, I like sometimes when it's a little bit more for it because, like, this is how it works. You have elemental magic. So earth, fire, water, and air. Those are the four elemental magics. And you usually get one, sometimes two, for unheard of, okay? And so you have those powers. And then you also have orders. So you are orders is pretty much like you are an animal. You can shift into the animal. So there's dragons, there's nymphs, there's sirens, there's unicorns, there's werewolves, there's vampires, there's a bunch of many different ones. I'm not gonna list them all because I don't even know them all. There's a bunch, and you are also in one of those. And each of those, like when their magic is low, they have to replenish. They have their own ways. Vampires suck blood. Werewolves during they have to be in the moon and like shift, I think, or something like that, and just like the moon replenishes them. Dragons, they need gold. Unicorns, I don't know exactly what. There's all sorts, and they each replenish their power in their own way. And so that's pretty much the entire system. And then there's obviously like Darcy and Tori are like the long lost heirs, but then there's like they're so the actual queens that are supposed to be, but like their parents died and all of that, and there's this whole thing, you know. And then there's the heirs. So after their parents died, heirs were put into place. These four people from like the four sort of royal families, I don't know exactly what, and they were like put in place to rule the kingdom because they're actually king and queen died, and supposedly technically also the twins, you know, until they find them. And so that's sort of like the magic systems. There's also oh, they have to go through a reckoning in school. Like first they get a few months where they learn everything, and then they get a reckoning, which is a huge test. We don't exactly know what exactly it entails, but you need to learn a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of things happening. So that's sort of the idea. The idea sort of interesting, but it also is pretty simplistic in terms of magic and all of that. It's probably going to get more complicated with time. There's no way it's just this simple, but we don't know. Anyways, this is what we're following, and yeah, honestly, it's okay as a whole, but like also there's this other aspect with like, okay, so I know sort of who ends up with who because of how popular the series is. I sort of already know who ends up with who. Like that was sort of already let to I know that. And also it kind of like throughout the book I could see Easter eggs where like this is they're gonna be with this person, they're gonna be with that person, you know, for Tori and Darcy specifically. And like there's this aspect with them, and I'm not enjoying it. I know some people can like get away with like are like I don't mind it too much, but for me it annoyed me. I'm like, how are they supposed to get together one day if this is how they are? I don't know. I'm being so vague about this entire thing, but it's just it annoys me because I don't know if I can say it. I feel like some people have said it, but I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. And just in case, I just don't want to tell you. I'd rather you find out. Well, if not, then you can check what exactly is the aspect, or should I let you guys know? And have like I'm probably later when we get to the later books or like even just the third one, I might just start putting spoiler sections where I can just yap for the people who have already read the book. But I don't know. It's just there's this aspect and I really hate it, and I also there's like bullying and all that, and I don't know. I don't know. Am I supposed to ever love these characters? Like I don't know. Anyways, that's just not one of the reasons why I loved it. But I can say I can get through the book really quickly. That's why I feel like I gave it such a high rating because I read through it really quickly. Like usually for me, if there's a book, if I actually, it depends. But usually I read slow if the book just is not much of my taste. Like it's okay as a whole, but it's just not my style at all, or it's just boring in term for me. Then like I'll read it slowly, or if it's just very heavy, then sometimes I'll take my time because I'm just like, okay, I need to understand each aspect before I can just start really going to my through my speed, you know. And it was just very easy to read. Like you have to get through the first few chapters, and then it's sort of easier. I wouldn't say a whole lot happened in this book, but I feel like it is sort of like it's an introduction. The first books are a lot of times introductions where like you're just getting the start, you're just learning the magic, you're just learning the world. So you know, I'm gonna be continuing. I am gonna read the second book, which is Zodiac Academy, Ruthless Fae. Zodiac Academy, Ruthless Fae. That is the second book in the main series. Also, we are like I think there's gonna be more POVs here in this book because in the first book we got only Tori and Darcy, and I think we've just got a new one, and I guess that's gonna be through the entire book. We're gonna start sprinkling in more POVs, and I just really don't want this POV, guys. Can I get rid of it? I don't really want it. I don't know. They just started speaking, and I'm just like, no, actually, I'm good. I don't like you. You can go back to being your own self without me. I already know the way you are. I don't need your thoughts to confirm my suspicions, you know? It's just I don't know. That's something I don't really love, but that's it. Otherwise, the book is okay. There's nothing I don't know. The second book I can't really say much, but these are my thoughts so far. I am going to continue currently the series. We'll see if it gets worse through time, then I might stop. If it gets better, then I will continue, you know? I don't I don't want to push myself to continue if I hate it, but I also don't want to be like, do I actually like it? Am I kidding with myself? You know, like if I'm enjoying it, I should let myself enjoy it. Anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping because I feel like I'm just going into the spiral where I'm like, do I really love it or am I kidding myself? And you know, and I feel like I should just let it go. let it go. Anyways, so I'm gonna leave you guys here. I'll talk to you guys later. Also, for now, comment down below if you guys have ever read Zodiac Academy, and if you haven't, are you planning to? Or you're like, no, this is really not for me. I'm just here to see what your thoughts are, you know? So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, Bookwormy, so we are here for an update. Last time I talked to you guys, I said that I started the second book called Ruthless Fae, okay? And I have thoughts. I think I need to talk a little bit, but I also feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like I need to justify my reasoning behind my last official thoughts of if I'm going to continue the series or if it's not my vibe, okay? So in the first book, I talked a bit about like how I felt, but for the second book, okay, would I say that the writing is objectively, very objectively, just looking at purely at the writing, no plot, no anything else, would I say it is good? No, I wouldn't. But it is addicting. I feel like with these books, it's not the writing that you should look for. You shouldn't look for flowery, beautiful description. But I will tell you, I enjoyed the book a lot. I finished Ruthless Fae. That's how much I enjoyed it. I read it very quickly in like a day. They are so addicting. I cannot tell you just how much I'm addicted to them already. I am already like halfway through this third book, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But the second book, I feel like I know, like before that, I did when I was reading the first book, I was feeling like I started to sense like, yes, this is not the best book ever, admittedly, but it's just so addicting and it's just so fun following these characters. And as I was getting into the second book, like I feel like it started getting more and more. I was getting more obsessed with them, and until this one moment, that's when it solidified like, yes, I'm going to continue the series. And that is this moment between a character and a love interest. And oh my god, I want to read the quote so badly to you guys, but I fear it is like, if you don't know who the love interest is, I'm not going to say the quote because they do say the name, okay, of the character. And I just don't want to do that to you guys. I feel like you should just go in and see. If I feel like it's pretty easy to guess, but it is just so fun. And oh my god, I was like, yes. It was like, it was a good quote. It was a good quote. And then I was reading. Okay, so I ended up reading the second book, 3.75. Yeah, 3.75 stars. I wasn't there yet at a 4, but I was like, yeah, honestly, it is going to a 4. I cannot say otherwise, you know. But I've got into the third book, which is Zodiac Academy: The Reckoning, which is going to be the last book that I read in like the main series before I jump into a different series and then come back to it. Okay, but the third book, oh my god, it got better. It was just like, I feel like, I don't know, you really need to love the characters and like want to see them a lot to be able to read this series. I feel like that's just how it is, and I love them. I'm sorry, like at the start, like when I was reading the first book, I was just like, I'm sometimes not really happiest with you, but like I love Darcy, I love Tori. Tori is like that more like the one with the thicker skin, the one that's just like, I'm not afraid to go out there and say that you're horrible. You are a horrible human being. Like she's like, oh, you're there? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that right to your face. She's much more thick-skinned from her other twin, Darcy. But it is just so fun. First of all, seeing their connection as twins and like, living the way they did, and then just seeing them as different human beings. I like that. I feel like sometimes like characters can start to feel very like blurring the edge of being the same, and they are not. I feel like they're more fresh for me and they're more fun. And I love them, and like following like I what there's a plot obviously to the story, but the first two books were much slower in the sense of plot. But I feel like as soon as I like really started to learn about the love interest and see them more often, that is when I feel like I really started to see it. Like I feel like the romance sort of really helps. I think, well, I can already tell the plot is starting to build up a little more, and I'm enjoying it much more now. I'm just really loving it. I'm like, I don't know how much percent exactly I am through the third book, but I would say, wait, let's see, guys. It's loading for me. It's kind of slow. I'm 66% through the third book. I'm really loving it. Also, I feel like I'm talking about like Tori and Darcy and their love interest, but also I love seeing their friends there. I love seeing Diego. I love seeing Sophia. I love seeing Geraldine. I want to say her name is. You know, it's just so fun. I really like it. Honestly, I'm having fun. Now, I do want to talk a little bit of spoilers. So, for those people who have not read the books and do not want any spoiler at all, go to this timestamp because I want to yap. I want to yap spoilers. Okay, you're gone? Good. So, I wanted to say, guys, Darcy and Lance O'Ryan. Lance O'Ryan. I need to read you the quote. I need. This is like what I was talking about in the non-spoiler section about like, this is what like completely made me like be like, yes, this solidified me and wait a second, guys. Me and the need to continue with the series. This is what solidified for me that quote. It was just like, so I don't know what, but I was just like, yes, I am here for it. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so he's like, stop looking at me like that. And she's like what? You know what? I'm your teacher. I know. I got horrified at what he was suggesting, that he could somehow read how much I wanted to. Do you? then stop looking at me like that. And then she, okay, step forward, looking him square in the eyes as my hands began to shake, then stop looking back, Lance. I don't know why. That solidified everything for me. Everything. Also, his obsession with her hair, where he's like blue or green after her hair was cut and then she grew it out. Like that, like just that obsession. Yes, 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 yes. He's like blue or green. And he's like, if you dye it blue, then that means you want me. Like, that's literally what he said. And then afterwards, she's like, you know what? I'm a dye it. And like, she's like, not only because I'm saying yes, as like, I want you to, but also as a like, really fully getting back what she loves so much. Like, blue is like her way of control and all of that, and like dyeing her hair that color. And then afterwards, where he's like, blue means you. I don't know why, but I was just like, yes, 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 yes. And I loved how like Darius and Tori were like, were the motorcycles and all of that. But then afterwards, guys, I'm now at the point where it's Hell Week or whatever it's called. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I'm scared for my life because it has gotten so bad. Like, they found out about everything that happened, everything that Tori and Darcy did back to them, and I'm scared. Because I actually kind of like Caleb and Tori together, but I know it's going to be Tori and Darius. It's not going to be Tori and Caleb. But I kind of like Caleb as a character. He seems really nice. Like, at the start of the series, I can tell you right from the beginning, I hated Seth. I hated Max. I still, honestly, Max is still the one that I'm not really yet. I'm still on the fence about him. Seth, also, honestly, yeah, they're both still a little bit on the fence. They've sort of redeemed themselves, but not fully. I'm a little bit like, no, I don't know, and like, I really don't like you. Like, I'm still just like, I don't think I want you here. If you died, I wouldn't cry. You know, Darius, he's sort of weasel back, but not fully, because some things that he does, I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. Caleb, he's almost fully won my heart. Orion, I don't think, like, I disliked Orion for a while, but then afterwards it just got better. You know, so that's that. Anyways, I'm gonna come back to you guys later and talk. Hey, what Grammy, so I'm back for an update, and we have to talk. So last time, for those who were non-spoiler, I just ended the vlog with I just ended the clip with some spoiler thoughts, but I have finished book 3. I'm pretty sure I have not told you guys how I felt about the 3rd book, right? Yeah, I did not tell you guys, so we need to talk. Like, I told you guys how I felt about it, sort of, but like, we only got to like a certain extent. I didn't tell you guys towards the end, but I finished it, and oh my god, I am so obsessed with the series. Like, I feel like I connect to the characters so much. Like, with the series, you need to connect to the characters, and I connected to them so much. I love them. There is one character right now that pisses me the fuck off. Like, before, I didn't care. They were annoying. Like, they were okay. Like, they were friends with the girls, but like, now I am so annoyed with them. I'm like, excuse me. Like, I sort of get where they're coming from, but I'm like, girl, shut up. Anyways, but yeah, that's that. But I'm loving it so much. I loved it. I finished Zodiac Academy: The Reckoning. I can 100% tell you that. I rated it 4.25 or 4.5? 4.25, yeah. 4.25 is what I rated it, because the only reason I feel like I'm not rating it any higher to a 5, closer to a 5 at least, is because like, I know the rest of the series is gonna be so much better that like, I want to withhold the 5 stars where I know I will love them. And also, maybe it's like, I don't know, anytime I feel like a book is 5 stars, I'm like at least now, and like, especially now with me, is that like, I'm like, do I really love it, or is this just a lapse in judgment, you know? But currently I'm really obsessed with it. I'm sure that the series will start to become a new 5-star series. But oh my god, the third book, like, I started a folder, guys, on Pinterest for Zodiac Academy. This is when you know it's getting serious. This is when you know. Currently there are only like a few pins, because I started it this morning and then I couldn't really access Pinterest, so I didn't have time to continue it. But oh my Lokerkinley, guys, I love this. I absolutely love it. I cannot tell you, like, I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the characters, and the plot is so fun, and I'm so excited to continue. Blue means you is just, it's the quote. It is, I just love that so much. Like, I was yapping to my friends today about them. I was yapping to them, and that's when you know it's giving 5-star behavior. I tell you, the rest of the series is gonna be 5-star. Tell you. Only issue is, I need to take a break from the main Zodiac Academy series and read Ruthless Boys of Fae, Ruthless Fae of Boys, that series, pretty much. Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, okay, close enough. I don't want to read it. The first book is Dark Fae, but I need to read how many books is it? 4? 5 books? I don't want to read it. I'm sure the series could be a fun read. You know, it's 5 books long, and I don't care. I want to be back with the characters. Like, you know, when I'm obsessed with the characters, I want to read about them. I don't want to read about a totally different character. And I was like starting to research. This is when it starts to get serious. I was starting to research on like everywhere, like looking at like what people are talking about, and I was like, is there any, like, I was like checking, like, do we have to read Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac after the third book before we continue on? And everybody's saying yes. Everybody's saying yes because these characters will appear, from what people are saying, in the main series, which means like you kind of have to read it, and it'll give you a bit more in-depth insight into their characters, and just like you get to meet them, which is important. And I don't know, like, I'm sure this could be a fun series. It's just I want to go back to them. I want to go back to them. Like, I'm 6% through Dark Fae, which is the first book. I want to be back with the other books, with the other characters. I don't want to be with these right now. Like, I don't know, guys. I'm really trying to find, like, I was literally reading comments above comments above comments and videos upon videos, hoping that there was at least, like, 2 people that would be like, hey, yeah, I didn't read those books and I was totally fine with it. I came back to it later and that was good enough for me. Like, I'm looking for those comments, but there's not a lot of those. Honestly, I think I saw one person that said it. But, like, I feel like I should probably read it to get the full, correct experience of Zodiac Academy. I feel like I need to read the 4th book, which is probably what's going to happen. But yeah, you know what? I'm excited to see how it continues. I'm going to give it a chance. I don't want to right away get rid of it. But something else, I feel like some people should know this before going into this book, even though, like, if you are going into this world, and as I told you guys that, like, a lot of people say, you should read the series before continuing on with the Zodiac Academy world with the main series. But, like, this series does have reverse harem, so, like, I feel like with people that don't really enjoy that, maybe you could try skipping it. I don't know. I feel like there's probably a few people that would be like, yeah, I was okay with skipping it and I had no issues, but I don't know. I am gonna read them because I feel like I need to get the full Zodiac Academy experience if I want to, even though I do just want to go back to the other books. But I will need to read like a novella and then a full-ass book about the first one, in just the point of view of the other characters, which I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I like I think I'll have fun being in their head, but I don't know. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later, and yeah. Okay, bye. Hey, Grammies. So I'm back for an update, and we need to talk. It is the next day. Okay, wait. What is this? Okay. Anyway, so as I told you guys last time, I was reading Dark Fae, which is the first book in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac. Now I'm scared to say this, but I regret mainly to say this, but I'm not enjoying it. I don't know if it's just because I'm so obsessed with the main people in the main books of Zodiac Academy that I just can't get into it. The writing feels worse somehow in this book, and I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the mystery, I don't care about any of it. And I'm halfway, I want to say, through this book, but honestly, I don't think I'll continue the series. I think I'll give up and continue on with Zodiac Academy as if I didn't try to read this series, I'm, 50%-ish through it. I don't know, guys. Wait, no. I already read all of this. Wait, yeah, I'm here. I'm like 60% through it. I do not care. I don't know, and I feel like it's already pretty spicy, which, like, usually I'm okay with, but I like to have a little bit more of an emotional connection to the characters before I start reading about that, but I don't know, as I don't care. I don't know, because honestly, guys, before I was starting this book, I was like researching everywhere, as I told you guys, about like if there's any chance that I could just not read this series, and like read it maybe after I finish the entire Zodiac Academy, because I really don't want to. And like I was getting mainly like, you should read it, but I've been looking closer, and like I see some people are still saying like, yeah, you know what, I did not read it, and I was totally okay. Like, I don't know, I'll finish Dark Fae. I think I'll probably finish it tomorrow or today, depending on how much I enjoy it. Maybe it'll get better towards the end and I'll decide to continue the series now, but if not, I think I might go back and I'll just give up on this, and I'll go read the 0.5 book and the 1.5 book. So yeah, that's what's going on currently in my head. Honestly, guys, I don't know. I just don't care about Elise. I don't care about the other guys. And also sometimes I don't know. Me and Reverse Harem sort of have like we have an okay relationship, but I'm always rooting for a guy. I'm always rooting for one dude. I don't care about the rest of them as much, And I feel like it's going to be the same here if I feel connected to any of them. Right now, I'm not. I'm not feeling connected to a single one of them. So, I don't know, guys. I think I might finish this book, and then I will just go back to the OG series. That is currently what is at thought right now. I don't know. It could potentially change, but I really do not see that. So yeah, guys, I think I'll talk to you guys later. I don't know. I just don't care. Like, the writing is not my favorite in this book. I don't know. Or maybe it is the same in the Zodiac Academy, at least the first book was, and I just didn't notice it because I was having sort of like a fun time. So I don't know. Maybe it's just that, but I really am not enjoying it as much, this book. So yeah. I'll talk to you guys later, giving you a bigger update on what I decide in the end, but this is currently what is going on. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Guys, I promised I talked to you guys yesterday, but today I have such a big update because I've just been reading. Well, more like audiobooking a lot, because last time I talked to you guys, I was reading Dark Fae, and I was like sort of halfway through it. Guys, I hated that. I really just did not enjoy myself. I was bored throughout, like, pretty much all of it. It was just, like, I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about Elise. I didn't care about Gabriel or any of the other characters, for that fact. And I didn't care about the mystery or the plot. Just nothing interested me in that book. I feel like the main reason for why I did not like it was not that it was just such a horrible book, which also the writing was just not as good. I feel like, or I've been, like, censoring out, like, if the main Zodiac Academy series has the same quality of writing, but I feel like Dark Fae was so much worse. I feel like the writing was just worse for me too. Like, there was nothing in that book that I truly enjoyed. The only reason I finished it this quickly was because I audiobooked the entire thing, because I was like, I want to move on, so I am not going to be continuing that series. I went back into the main series, but, like, I was just like, I could not. So, but I wanted to get back into the main series, so that's why I was, like, audiobooking it, and that's the only reason I finished it this quickly, because I forced myself to, which is, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's something that you would want to hear when, like, somebody's reading a book, that the only reason you finished it was because you forced yourself to. Like, I was thinking of DNFing it, but, like, I don't know, I don't like DNFing that much. I do not DNF on a daily basis. Like, this year I've only had 1 DNF so far. I don't DNF that much, and last year I think I had, like, 3 maximum, or 4. So, like, I don't DNF that much. I try not to, because I'm like, you know what, let me just finish this book. At least then I can say wholeheartedly I did not like this book. Like, that I've tried it out, read the entire thing, and then I hated it. And then that's, like, we can be like, well, you didn't finish the entire book, so how would you know? Maybe it got better after that fact, So, yeah, I rated it 2.75 stars. I really did not care. I honestly could have rated it even lower, but I don't know. It's like a 2.5. If that helps, that's kind of, like, what I'm on. It's just, I really did not give a shit about the book. Did not care a single bit about the book. Like, not a single cent was put into it. No, nothing. I really did not care. I did not care about anybody. Now, afterwards, I read a novella, which was like 100, 200 pages, really a very short novella, which is Origins of an Academy Bully, and pretty much we're following Darius and Orion, and following their stuff, like, as Orion's finishing Zodiac Academy, and then we also see Darius's. Like, honestly, it was okay. It's a novella, so, like, I can't complain. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, like, amazing, because it's not a full-length book. So, I don't know. With novellas, I always find it really hard to rate them, just because I'm like, well, we had 100, 200 pages to really follow along with, so, like, what can I rate it? But I feel like it did give us a good insight into things that we learned earlier, like, that were mentioned a lot before, and then now we finally got, like, the full story behind it. Like, the stuff with Clara, you find out in this book what exactly happened, which I feel like is really important to the story, just, like, to understand it, and also goes into a bit of Orion's past, which I feel like is also always important to see, like, where he came from, what made him what he is in the Zodiac Academy books, Because I feel like, obviously, in the Zodiac Academy, they're going to explain a little bit, like, where is this and where's that, but this novella served as, like, a good understanding of, like, this is why this is what happened, which is what it led to what you're seeing in the actual books, in the full-length novels. So, like, I really liked it, and I think I chose to read it at the right time. It was a perfect little novella also to just cleanse myself from Dark Fae. I really did not enjoy Dark Fae, but I don't really have a rating for Origins of an Academy Bully. It was okay. I don't have any issues, it's just a novella that I read, and it was nice, and it gave me the information that I needed. Like, I finally found out exactly what I needed to know. So yeah, that's that, and I have since started the 4th book, which is Shadow Princess. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the 4th book. I am really enjoying it. Yeah, Shadow Princess. I'm really enjoying it. I'm like 42% through it. I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm becoming more and more obsessed as the books are going on with. I like the plot, it's fun, and we're getting, like, I feel like now we're getting a lot more information about the world, because now we're getting into that part where, like, they already have the basis, so we can get into the actual action, like, what we need to focus on, because before, we didn't know anything, and they didn't know anything, like, the twins, so, like, we both needed to learn at the same time, so we're getting information, I feel like, slower about the world, but now that we know the world, we're finally getting into the action and the nitty-gritty, which I love, and I'm so excited to continue it. I'm still just as obsessed with Orion and Darcy. I cannot tell you how much I love them. Like, they are my all-time favorite. Like, and the fact that they're, like, thinking, like, oh, wait, maybe we are, like, I'm not gonna say anything, but just, I really, really love them together. It's just so fun. And, oh my god, that one thing that happened with, where I'm just not gonna say it, because I can't spoil shit for you guys. You guys need to go through it. You guys need to go through it with me. Have you guys started the series? I hope you're reading the series, as I am too, so then we can just yap together, because I have nobody to talk to about this series, No, I have nobody that I know. I feel like there aren't a lot of, no, actually, I don't think there are a lot of my friends that read specifically, if we look at, that would enjoy this series, because I feel like I can read all sorts of books and, like, enjoy myself, but, like, I know some of their tastes, so I don't see most of them enjoying it. You know, I can see them reading it, but enjoying it is a different factor. And I need them to enjoy it for me to be able to yap about it to them. But I still have been able to yap about it, even though they don't understand anything, but that's okay. But pretty much, I'm really enjoying book 4. It is just so fun. And oh my god, we're like, Tori went out on a date and it turned out horrible. And then they asked, and I was like, to Darius, like, well, how would you plan the day? And he pictures out like the perfect dates ever. Like, do I love Darius right now? Not yet. I'm like liking him. Like, if you watched my ranking, like my top 20 book boyfriends video, then he is on there because I've just added him because I have a feeling. It's not a permanent situation. He's not there permanently. He hasn't really secured that spot. That is sort of like, I've put a pin on him. Like, he's almost there. He could be on that list, but right now he's just like, he's an honorary member of that spot specifically. I gave him like the 9th spot, I think, on the list. He could move down, he could move up, because this is such a temporary situation. Lance Orion, on the other hand, he is there to stay. I know he's going to be on that spot forever. He's never moving. I'm so obsessed with him, because I feel like there's different situations with how Lance was and how he acted, but like also we get into Lance's head and like we see a little bit more. With Darius, it's so much harder, and it's just so different, and like I know it's going to take some time until I start really truly falling in love with him, because it is supposed to be more of a slow burn. But yeah, and also, I still really do not like Max or Seth. But I've started to finally really understand how much of a baddie Bruce is, like one of the friends in the ASS club. Like the main girl there, Geraldine. Yeah, Geraldine. Like, I'm finally understanding how much of a badass she is, and just like, she's just such a fun character, and like, I'm seeing what she's doing over there, and I love it. I honestly really love it. So yeah. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, McCormy, so we are here for an update. My voice sounds a little bit sleepy because, like, I went to sleep kind of late because I was watching Eurovision, and then I woke up and I started reading again, and I finished Shadow Princess book 4 of the Zodiac Academy. Just thinking about it makes me want to cry. Just makes me want to cry. Like, I'm sorry. No. Absolutely not. Actually, no. I don't think I can think about it. I want to talk about it, but thing is, I have nothing that is non-spoiler that I can say. But guys, I can just tell you, my fibers were gasted. I was shocked. I was shocked, honestly. And I was just like, oh my god. Like, there were so many sweet moments in there, but there were also so many, like, what the fuck moments. And the ending. Oh my god. Like, I had a feeling about one of the things that I was like, yeah, there's no way it's just gonna be like a happily ever after, and then there's just gonna be super easy. No, both of the things, I feel like I had sort of a clue that like something was gonna happen specifically, but I was just like, I at least for one of them, I was like hoping that I was wrong about it, because it would just ruin everything. Like, I don't know. It's just also now thinking about the ending, I'm like, how do we continue on from this? Especially one of them, like, how do we continue on from it? Like, how? I just have one question, how? I'm just really so unsure how we are supposed to continue with the story and how it will change in the future. I don't know, like, I don't know, but I understand why it all needed to happen. Like, I'm not like, this didn't need to happen, this was just useless, because it wasn't useless, it was necessary. But I didn't wish it was until later. I don't know, guys. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed with everything. I just don't want to think about it. I want to pretend that nothing's going on, but I did start a little bit of book 5. I'm though a little bit like overwhelmed, and I don't think I can continue it right now, so I'm gonna read in the evening. I don't think I'm gonna read any more in the morning, just because, like, first of all, I need to study a bit, I need to work on school, and then I also have dance class, so like there's not a lot of time. But yeah, honestly, guys, I really cannot, but I need to talk a little bit spoilers, so people who are here for the non-spoiler parts and do not want to get any spoilers at all about, specifically, we're going to be talking about the ending of book 4, so go here. If you do not want spoilers, go here, please, I beg of you. Okay, they're gone? Okay, good. I need a yap. What the hell was that ending? What the frickity freak? What the hell? I'm sorry? No, absolutely not. No, because, first of all, like, let's start with the Darcy, well, more like Orion section, and then later we'll talk about Tori and Darius, because Tori and Darius are like a whole different breed of things. Okay, so I had a feeling that like something was gonna go wrong, obviously, when they were gonna bring back Clara, but like I had a feeling like something was gonna go wrong. There's no way that like she'd come back and like it'll be all sunshine and rainbows. I didn't realize the extent of it, but I realized like, yeah, it was not gonna be good. But her stabbing Orion, I'm sorry. Girl, that's your brother. I know that you're in darkness, but like, girl, that's your brother. I swear she's gonna probably like, I'm probably like, what's his name? Lionel will find her and like be like, hey, we're back together. Let's do this shit. And then something will happen. I don't think Clara is here anymore. I don't think she's morally or ethically able to just like come back. I don't think so. I don't think she'll go back to the good side. Well, pretty much just like going against Lionel. I do not think that will happen. If it does happen, I'm gonna be surprised, but I don't think so. But like her stabbing him, oh my god, and then Darcy like seeing literally him die out. Like I swear he died. I don't think he was alive. I think he just fully got revived. And it's just like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck? Because like, I'm sorry, no. No, absolutely not. I still can't think about it. But like Darcy caring so much because like it so makes sense. And she's like, no, you're not leaving me, no. And it's just like I have like this one really sad song stuck playing in my head, which is just really can't. But like the ending of it all, and like I don't know if this is at the start of book 5 or at the end of book 4. I think it was at the start of book 5 where like Darius comes and he's like, oh my god, you're okay, to like Lance and all of that. But like at the start when like when we saw that Tori and like Darius were not coming to help them to revive Clara, and I was just like, okay, there's something seriously gonna go on. And then them having their divine moment, I knew as soon as the divine moment started that Tori was probably gonna be like, fuck no, I'm not gonna be your, like, I'm not gonna accept the bond. I'd rather become star-crossed, and like I knew that would happen, though deep down I did wish it didn't. I really wish it didn't, just because like how the fuck are they supposed to now continue with it all? How are they supposed to ride into the sunset later on in the series? Because obviously I've gotten so many like spoilers, which is one of the only reasons that I feel like Darius is even on my top 20 book boyfriend list, because I know that later on it's all gonna be okay, like they're somehow gonna get together, because I've gotten spoilers in terms of that. But I didn't really know about the star-crossed thing, but like I knew that they were gonna have a divine moment at some point. I just thought it would be later on in the series when they finally actually start to like each other completely. But like I totally see Tori's side. Like afterwards I was watching like videos about what people were talking about, and they're like, some people that are like, no, but like why did she reject it? Like, bro, he bullied her extensively, hurt her emotionally and physically extensively, psychologically too. How would you expect, like, I'm sorry if my tormentor came by and he's just like, oh wait, turns out we're having our divine moment. Like, I don't care. I'd rather be alone than be with my tormentor. It doesn't matter that we've had a few moments. There's nothing that would change my mind, So, like, I so see the fact, but I'm just like, how are we supposed to move on from that? Because, like, if they're star-crossed now, obviously that means that, like, their fate has been sealed, like, they will be alone forever. And, like, nobody will stick around. But, like, if they get together, like, the star-crossed with each other, like, is there any way? Or is there any way that it could be reversed or something? Like, I don't know. How would it work? That's my thing. How is it going to get better later on? That's my like thing. Also, I haven't yet seen Tori and Darcy really talk about like the fact, like, because I haven't gotten to the point of one of their POVs where they get to yap to each other and be like, why is this? Like, oh, you're star-crossed. Oh my god, your guy literally died almost, or like pretty much, but he was revived, and like like that whole thing. I'm still waiting that because I want to see how Darcy will react to Tori being star-crossed and all of that. But like I so see Tori's side, but I also see Darius, like, he didn't want to be alone, and like, but like what can you expect? I would do exactly what Tori did with like Starcross. Like I would not want to be like, oh no, let's go right into the sunset, because absolutely not, But yeah, that's that. I don't know what else I can tell you guys. I don't know what else I want to yap about without like getting too sad. But now I'm at the point with Xavier where Clara came in, so I'm kind of scared for Xavier, but I really like Xavier as a character. It was so fun. And guys, the snowball fight with the heirs and Orion and Xavier and the twins, that was so fun. That was so fun. I love that they gave us a moment to relax for a second before they went back to tormenting us. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, Bookwormies, so we are here for an update. I have some updates. Let's see how far I am through the book, because I am far through it. I am 53% through it, so I'm halfway done. It's so good. It is so good. I love, like, what is happening right now. I really can't say much, but I can tell you guys, I am loving it so far. It is just so fun. I don't see right now, like, a lot happening towards, like, in terms of plot or, like, building towards a climax, but, like, I feel like a lot of these books are going to be building up until we get to, like, the big climax, which is, like, I wish there was, like, bigger stuff that were going on usually, though we are getting, like, some stuff, but, like, we're focusing a lot on the romance, not as much, I feel like, on the fantasy, but I'm still loving it. It is such a fun time. I don't think the series in the end will be a 5-star series, even though I'm obsessed with the characters. But when I look at it, I'm like, do I really love this series in terms of, like, oh my god, I can't live without it? I don't know. But I can tell you guys, I am loving it insanely. It is just such a fun book. There's so many fun things in here. And it's just, like, the romance is there, and I love it. I love the characters. I love so many different things. It is just so fun. And it is, like, there's like some stuff that are going on in there, and like I see how like the character stuff are building, which I'm interested to see how it continues onwards. But yeah, I really am currently really loving it. I can't say that much. I want to say like, I want to tell you guys some more, but without spoilers, I really cannot do that much, which is actually, I was thinking of making this entire video spoiler only, but I decided against it because I was like, I want to give the people just also an objective, like, what do I think of this series kind of way, you know? Because, like, you guys usually just, because then you guys would just get, and then you wrap up my thoughts, but you wouldn't get it in a full-length video seeing me through every stage of every book, you know? And sometimes, like, until, like, by the end of the month, the hype dies down inside of me. Not a lot of times, but sometimes I'll be like, oh my god, I love this book. And then by the time that the end of the month comes in, I'm already like, okay, it was a okay book. I don't know what I was on, you know? That's kind of what it comes towards. But yeah, that's that. Also, guys, I don't know how I'm gonna be doing the monthly wrap up in the end of May, but oh my god, I'm for sure finishing though this series. I feel like before the end of May, though this is gonna be pretty much like the biggest thing that I'll be reading. So during the monthly wrap up, you guys might get like 5 books that are not related to Zodiac Academy, and then everything else is Zodiac Academy based. But I am reading a lot. I feel like I've already read this month. Today is the what date is it today? Today's the 18th of May, and I have already read, let's see actually how many books. I'm interested, just for like the sake of me, myself, and I. How much have I read in May? I finished a total of 12 books, which is honestly insane, guys. I feel like April and May are like probably some of my best months in terms of like how much I'm reading. And also I feel like in April I had quite a few good books. I feel like I did. Well, I had one DNF, but like I had an anticipated read, and April was actually not too bad of a month either. Yeah, so honestly, April and May are amazing. But going back to Zodiac Academy, I'm really, truly loving it. There's so many fun things happening. Like, I'm interested to see how the plot will continue, and, like, also, there's this one plot point, I think I talked about it to you guys a bit last time, where I was like, I understand why they did what they did in terms of the plot, because I had a feeling that this was going to happen, because I knew that the 2 characters were going to be, you know, they're going to have this thing going on, and then I knew that there was no way, like, I knew that it was gonna happen, but I was just like, inwardly I was like, I wish it didn't though. I really wish it didn't, but I really, like, I can't see in any world where we would have chosen the other option. Like, I don't know, in another world, I still don't think the character would have chosen the other option of the 2. So, you know, and like now we're sort of seeing the aftermath of that situation, of like that decision, and I'm like, how are we supposed to move on? Because so, like, I haven't gotten major spoilers, but I know which character ends up with who and like a few other small things. But I'm like, so I know what is sort of gonna happen, what our end goal is, what is gonna be by the end of the series. But how are we going to reach that point? How are we going to reach that point? That's my question, because I still don't know. I knew that this was going to happen, and I knew that at the end something will happen to sort of resolve it. I don't know. Maybe it won't. No clue. But like how we get there, I have no clue. I don't know at all. But yeah. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna yap to you guys later though. I promise. Okay. Hey, Rick Army. So we are here for an update, and I was fighting for my life yesterday night. I can tell you that much. I am 90% through book 5. I am gonna finish it tonight. That is a given. But yesterday night I was fighting for my life because of this one thing that was happening, and I was like actually like actively crying because, excuse me, what do you mean? Like, how are we supposed to move on from that? How is this supposed to solve itself? That is my biggest question. How are we supposed to move on from that? How? Like, I know that the ending is supposed to be good at the end of the series, so where is that gonna come in? Where? How are we gonna solve this? How? Like, I was fighting for my life quite a bit, and like still I am, but like it's like they traded one happiness for another. So like they're like, oh, so there's that, well actually let's just get rid of that, and then we can have a little bit more of this, and then they'll be happy with us, and all will be right with the world. So I can tell the authors, no, I'm not happy. I want both happinesses, not one traded for the other, you know? Yeah, pretty much I'm just really, I'm a little bit emotional right now, but I can say the plot is plotting, the romance is romancing, the character development is developing. It's, you know, it's all there, and it's amazing. But it's just, why did we have to do what happened? Like, why do we need to suffer more? I do wish there was a little bit more plot though in the story. I feel like this book specifically is just having a little less plot in terms of like fighting and stuff, but like I get the reason why, because we're like building the characters up, and we're also building towards the climax of the series. But yeah, so but still I'm still scared. I'm still scared from it. Okay, guys, I don't know, it's so much, it's just so hard for me to survive this. I don't know, guys. I need to talk a little bit spoilers, just because there's so much I want to talk about, but it's just I can't because it's so spoilery. So I'm gonna leave you guys. The people who don't want any spoilers, go to this timestamp over here. Okay, they're all gone? I hope so. Anyways, so spoiler talk. Guys, Lance Orion getting sent into prison. That whole thing. I'm sorry, Kylie. Why did you just think, oh yeah, you know what? They did nothing to me, but I'm just gonna ruin all their life, their entire life. Yeah, let's just go ruin it, put it out into flames. And so she like tells everybody and like does the whole thing, and then like the entire case. Why did Lance just like he wanted to save like mainly Darcy's, but also Tori's like image in front of the public, but like I don't know. Like thing is, you know how like the whole thing happened with Tori and Darius where they like had their divine moments, but then Tori decided for them to be divine like star-crossed, but like now we're seeing like the romance part. But you know, why didn't we have the divine moment between Lance and Darcy? All would be okay with the world. Like I know the authors wanted to like, you know, mess this up a little bit, but like now Tori and Darius are suffering because they can't be together because they're star-crossed now. And then we have the whole thing with Lance and Darcy, but like also when she went to meet him and him just acting like the coldest person ever and being like, I can't, I don't want this, I don't want that, like, you know, just like acting cold, like really, really cold towards her. I was just like, oh my goodness, oh my god. Like I was just like, what is going on over here? Like I get him being a little bit distant because he wants her to move on with her life, but like I don't know, I feel like he should have stuck around with her. Like even if like it makes sense because he wants her to move on with her life because there's no chance for him to get out, at least at this current point in time, which is another question I have. How are we going to resolve that? There's no way that they're just going to give us in like 25 years time he's out and all is well with the world. Like even if they really do that, which I highly doubt, they'll find another way to get him out, his image is still ruined, his reputation is ruined forever. Also, that new teacher that took over for him, hate her guts. Like I'm starting to like Seth a lot more, I'm starting to like Caleb a lot more, Max, I mean Caleb I've always like had like a little bit of a liking towards, but like Max, him like loving Geraldine, he's like, yes, I want to see her more and all of that, and he's like being like, please will you go with me and blah blah blah. But like Seth is starting to be a lot nicer, and them like it like pretty much being like to Kylie, you are nothing, and if anybody stands with the heirs or with the twins, you will pretend that you will say that she is nothing, you will look at her and see nothing, you will see air, nothing else, you know? And like I love that they banded together to do that, and then their little party now with like finishing their exams and all of that. I can't imagine, like I don't know, like actually I don't think it's too crazy that this was like all in one year. I kind of expected a lit more to happen in one like school year, but I don't know, maybe that was just me. Him be like, I already told you I love you, Roxy, but now I'm telling you I want you too, only you, no matter what it takes to make that happen. Like even though they're like star-crossed and all of that, like now them seeing them like trying to connect is just wow. And she's like she's like, how much did this cost, when he got her the motorcycle and all of that, knowing that she loves it, and he's like, I'd buy you 50 of them if I knew they'd make you smile like that. And she's like, this is a limited edition, they didn't even make 50 of them. And he's like, still. Oh, and then him being like, fuck fate, no one gets to pick my future for me, I choose what I want and I want you. Oh no, that's Tori that said that. And like her like waking up like and being like, wait, no, we're not gonna have like our morning run and all that. So she rushes out and like to go there, and she's like without any makeup and like her hair's messed up and all of that. And he's like, and she's like, I woke up late and blah blah blah. And he's like, I like it, you look all sleepy and innocent, I could almost imagine you just woke up in my bed. And he's like, and she's like, if I'd spent the night in your bed, there wouldn't have been anything innocent about it. But like there's just, I don't know, I love them. I love seeing their moments and seeing them grow together, even though Darcy and Lance not being able to be together now, like this whole thing where he's trying to let her go and be like, go live your life, because there's no chance for it to happen whilst I'm in here, and there's no chance for us to be together like ever, because by the time I get out, like, you know, anything, he just wants her to move on. It's just like so sad because they're like my favorite couple. Like I like seeing now Darius and Tori and like their story, but it's just I will always be a Lance and Darcy OG because Blue Means You is literally my favorite thing ever. My favorite. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I don't have much else. I am going to finish this book, and then we will be done with part 1 of reading the entire Zodiac Academy series. So you will have to go into part 2 for the next parts. But yeah, that's it for my thoughts for now. I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow with my final thoughts. So yeah, bye. Hey Wormies, so we're back for an update. This is officially going to be the last update of this video because we're going into part 2. Don't worry, we're bleeding into part 2. We're going to be continuing to read the series. I promise you, okay? But we have finished yesterday night book 5 and book 5.5, okay? So book 5, which we all know is, wait, let me remember the name, guys. I do not remember the names of each of the books. Okay. Cursed Fates, and book 5.5, known as the Big ASS Party. Okay, so let's yap. So yesterday I talked to you guys about Cursed Fates, my thoughts and my feelings and all that shit. So my feelings haven't changed too much. I still love this book. I rated it a 4.5 stars. It was so good. So good. It felt a little bit more character driven, but I have a feeling that the rest of the series will be a lot more plot driven. Okay? But guys, the ending, what are they trying to do to me? Like, if you want to kill me, just drag the knife into my back. Don't stop showing it in front of my face and being like, hey, like, no, just do it already. I'm waiting, because what the hell was that ending? The last few chapters were insane. I thought it was gonna get worse. It got worse. The situation got so much worse. I was like, bro, this situation is not good. I don't know how they're gonna fix all of this, And then this happens, and I'm like, how are we supposed to fix that now? Because, like, I was like, okay, well, we could do that, and then we get rid of this, and then we do that, and, like, like, I wasn't really thinking about the first situation, how to fix it, but the second situation, oh my god, what is going on? Like, and people, and, like, afterwards, I fell into a rabbit hole of looking at, like, a few videos where people are talking about the series, and everybody's like, yeah, no, books 5 to 9, like, when I thought it couldn't get worse, it got worse. When I still thought it couldn't get worse, it got even worse, So, people are telling me it just goes downhill, not in terms of, like, plot or, like, quality, but in terms of how good these situations are. It just goes down until you hit rock bottom. And that scares the hell out of me, because what do you mean I'm going to be at rock bottom? No, thank you. I want to be at the top of the sky with happiness all over me. And no, I don't see sunshine coming out in the near future for me. Which is, awesome sauce. I'm having the time of my life. No, because, like, how? I did not expect book 5 to end that way. Book 5.5, though, on the other hand, was a fun, cute book. It is about Geraldine and another character, and it was just such a fun, like, book. It was, like, it's a nice novella, like, to just lighten up the mood before we go into book 6. I was crying at the end of book 5. I was just like, what the fuck? No, I was more, like, stunned. I was like, what the hell? Why did they think that this was okay to do? Why did they think that they could just go and rip my heart out and have zero consequences? Like, no, absolutely not, And I don't know. I can't see how the situation could get any better. I mean, can it get any worse? But I know it's going to get worse. But book 5.5 was a nice reprieve from that. I have started a little bit of book 6, but that is going to be for the next video. You guys will have to go in there to see my thoughts. But I can tell you for now, this is fucking insane. Insane. Like, there is not one part of me that is like, no, you know what, I think I can survive this, because no, I am not. Physically, I don't see where I can survive this and come out at the top on the other side, That's just currently my thoughts, but oh my god, it is actually crazy. I'm excited to see, though, how it will continue. I will tell you guys in the next video, but book 5, I need to talk a little bit of spoilers, just because I cannot say what happened, because that would be a huge spoiler, but please, guys, tell me that we have a happily ever after at the end of this book. At the end of this series, I mean. Because if I'm reading all of this and at the end of this series everybody dies or something, I am going to be crying myself to sleep. Forever. Okay? Promise me that much. Hold my hand. Hold my hand for this part. Please. You holding? Good. Okay, now let's talk a little bit of spoilers. But for those that do not want any spoilers and are going to be gone now in a second and are going to click off, I just want to say, hope you enjoyed today's video and wait for part 2, because it's going to be coming. It's going to come. Okay? Bye. Okay, so they're gone. Let's talk a little bit of spoilers, because what the fuck was that ending, guys? No, but, like, because how is Darcy gonna survive this? First of all, her love of her life, Lance O'Ryan, gets put into the jail because, fraternizing with a student is so illegal that he's gonna be serving a sentence for 25 years. Well, also because he has been, like, first, I think he was only charged with just fraternizing with a student, but on top of that, because he admitted, even though it is not true, because we all know Lance O'Ryan, but, like, that he dark coerced her and all of that. We know that's not true, but, like, 25 years for all of that. It makes sense that dark coercing, though it is not true, but they don't know that because he confessed to it. But what the hell, bro? Lance, you could have found a way. And then afterwards, when Darcy goes to see him and be like, hey, everything's gonna be okay, and he's like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, go live your life and don't talk to me, and, like, officially breaks up with her. But I feel like the way that he did the breakup, but because well, I know why, because he knew that, like, that she, like, if he would have showed some emotion showing that he actually cared, then she would, like, continue to try and, like, like, he wanted her to stop trying and go live her life and find someone else, that's sort of the idea. But, like, still, oh my god, Lance O'Ryan is my man, though. My man, and he's in jail. and he's in jail because he dark coerced Darcy and to be with him, you know? And then, just when, like, Darcy's, like, she's like, fuck, I don't know with my life, and, like, she's, like, depressed and shit like that, then Tori is forced to become a guardian for Lionel. Like, no, absolutely not. What is Lionel doing there, bro? Get out of there, bro. And now they can't kill Lionel without killing Tori in the process. And Darcy's now stuck without the love of her life or her twin, which is pretty much her second half. And all she has is her sister's mate and his friends. And the mate is technically star-crossed with Tori, and they don't even know exactly where Lionel is keeping Tori, and I'm sure he's going to torture her and do things to her that nobody would want. Well, he wouldn't torture her physically, but I think mentally, and I hope at least it's not going to be sexually, because if it is, I will jump off a roof. I will jump off this window this second, if you tell me that is true. I hope it's not, but, you know, like, first of all, like, I feel so bad for Darcy, because she lost everything, but also for Darius, because Darius lost his mate, or star-crossed lover, whatever you want to call it, and he lost his guardian, who he feels like a really big, like, thing towards, and, like, you know, and it's, like, they're, like, getting the brunt of it, but I feel like at least Darius, he has his besties. Tori, like, I mean, Darcy, she has some of her some friends, but they're not, like, her twin, or the love of her life. Oh my god, I don't know how it can get worse than this. Like, what Darius taking away, or Orion ends up dying. No, I don't think they'd kill Lance Orion, because so many people love him, and people still love him through everything, so I feel like he has to be alive by the end of the series, and well. Plus, I feel like we didn't get enough scenes of Lance Orion and Darcy. Like, I know we got a lot, but that is not nearly enough for this entire series for everybody to be so in love with him. Those are my thoughts. That is just my opinion, but, you know, like, how are we going to solve everything? And on top of that, Darius and Tori are still star-crossed. How are we going to fix that? How are we going to fix that issue? The issue that Tori is gone. The issue that Lance is in prison. And that fact that Tori is literally, like, stuck being Lionel's guardian. And so he can force anything on her. And nobody can kill Lionel without killing Tori in the process. Like, you know, I'm going in this whole loop. And I'm like, everything just feels worse every time I say it out loud. You know? And people are saying it can get worse. And people are saying that pretty much books, well, I don't know if you're getting a teeny tiny bit of spoilers, but they're not, like, full spoilers, at least from what I've been seeing, is that from book 5 to, like, 9, which I think 9 is the last book of the series, tell me if I'm wrong, where, like, Darcy's, like, depressed the entire time. I hope at least book 9 she gets a reprieve, but, like, guys, if she's depressed the entire rest of the series, I will actually want to jump off a cliff, because I don't want to see my baby suffering. I really, really don't. I don't know, guys, I'm so scared to continue. I have started book 6, but, like, you know, I'm still so scared. But the one good reprieve from all of this is that Olivia Rodrigo is releasing a new song this Friday, The Cure, another book on her album, and she said that this one is her favorite, and it's sort of giving, like, hospital vibes, like, because she released on Instagram, like, a few seconds of the music video for her new song, so I'm so excited. It's gonna be released this Friday. I'm so excited, because I really liked Drop Dead. I feel like some people, like, didn't really enjoy it, or they really like it. It's not my favorite song of hers currently, but I really love it. I don't know. I'm an Olivia Rodrigo stan forever, I feel like, and a Billie Eilish one. Those are, like, my two, like, diehards. I will die for them. I love them. Probably by the time this video is out, the song is already out, but I'm so excited for that. That is, like, the one thing that I'm like, thank God, and it's Wednesday, so it's in the day after tomorrow, we will be getting the new song. So that is my one reprieve from this little torture. I don't know how I got myself to agree to do this, so yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Comment down below if you guys have read, well, probably if you're watching the spoiler section, you or have read the series, or you just don't care enough about spoilers because you're never planning to read it, but comment down below if you guys have read the Zodiac Academy series, and if you enjoyed it, how much did you rate it, and all those fun stuff. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!